Alright, so I'm going to try and do this right and film everything I do step by step, starting with the introduction of the vehicle. So this 1977 Ford F350 custom dump truck. It does have a hydraulic bed on it. It's two-wheel drive, unfortunately, but it is 4-speed. It's a pretty solid truck. I mean, ain't really much rust in it that I've found. Said it's got 11,085 miles on it. I doubt that. It's probably rolled over. So it's 4-speed. Dash is pretty solid, remarkably. That should piss some Dodge guys off. Chief complaint part was that the brakes weren't working. So I got in here, popped the master cylinder off. It's pretty grody. I mean, looks like bad whiskey. It's about the color of sewage water. Oh, and when I get in it, and we've got pedal, but I don't know if you'll be able to see this video. You can push it, and then it's got some give, and then it barely comes back. So, see it give right there? Yeah, get about halfway down and it gives. So, with how old this thing is, without knowing how old that booster master cylinder is, I want to replace it entirely and bleed the whole system. I did get under it and look at all the lines. All the lines seem good. They look like they're in good shape. They're not rusted or rotted. Wheel cylinders don't look like they're leaking, but I've been wrong about that before. I just tried to start it a bunch. I may or may not post that video because I went through it and put gas in the tank. It's behind the seat, and just tried to start it a bunch. Poured gas down the throat. As soon as you pour gas down it, fires right off. It'll burn whatever's in the carb, and then die. And I did that a bunch, trying to get the fuel filter to prime and make sure that pump was actually sucking fuel. And I got to the point where I just pulled the soft line off of the hard line and stuck it down in a bottle of gas to try and prime that pump up. And it's not pulling nothing through it, which is kind of remarkable because it's like the only part on this engine that looks halfway new. Like, it's the only thing that's probably been replaced on it in a long time. Let's see if we can see it. So there's my little contraption. Probably pull that bottle up before I leave just so it don't eat through it, but it's not pulling nothing through it. I'll probably get another fuel filter for it just to get all that crap out of it. I was going to change that anyway. I just wanted to see if it would actually pull fuel through it. And I've had pretty good luck with those fuel pumps on the side of the block. They're not very complicated. It's just a diaphragm that pulls vacuum. So that's the next step. I'm going to run to town, process a fuel filter or a fuel pump, and fuel filter for it, and throw that on it and see what happens. She wants to run, and then we'll sort the brakes out next, and hopefully get this thing resurrected from its grave. It's trying to die a peaceful death, and don't want to let that happen. It's too good of a truck to just let sit like this. So as soon as I get the pump, we'll see what happens with it. Things should be pretty fun to get going. I've never really messed with nothing this heavy duty. I'm hoping I just throw the booster and the slave in it and bleed them, because I've never had to do drums on this heavy duty of a vehicle. I know they're not fun on the smaller cars. I've rebuilt the ones on my Falcon a couple times, and I don't like messing with drums. They're a pain in the ass. So get this fuel pump and see what happens.